Not too long after finishing college, I found myself helping my retired mother, who lived in a quiet neighborhood. My mom had her own house in a cozy cul-de-sac, and she had lived there for years. The cul-de-sac had designated parking spots at the end of the street, each painted with the address of the house it belonged to. Since my mom didn't drive much, she kept her car parked in the backyard, and I used her designated parking spot whenever I visited. I visited her every week to bring groceries, fix things around the house, and spend time with her. My mom enjoyed gardening and baking cookies for the local kids, so she stayed busy. One of our neighbors, Ivy, was known for her poor parking skills. Her car was always parked too close to mine, forcing me to park on the curb. Ivy had a large family with 4 or 5 kids, and she often hosted loud parties that left trash in my mom's yard. The mess would include empty beer bottles, cigarette butts, and even empty drug baggies. I was particularly frustrated because I loved my car. It was a 2016 metallic ice blue Dodge Challenger Hellcat, the first car I ever bought brand new. I took great care of it, washing it weekly, detailing the interior, and keeping it spotless. It was my pride and joy. My mom had complained to the police about Ivy's noisy parties and the trash they left behind. Ivy's guests would fill up the cul-de-sac, blocking traffic, and their loud fights at midnight were a regular disturbance. I often found trash from these parties on our property, mostly on the fence between our yards. One Saturday evening, while I was having dinner at my mom's house, I heard a loud crash, followed by the sound of my car alarm. I rushed outside and saw Ivy's older model Honda Accord speeding away down the street. Her car had a dent from the bumper to the door, and the headlight was dangling. My heart sank as I approached my Challenger. To my horror, I saw a huge dent stretching from the passenger's door to the front bumper, and the right front wheel was tilted at a crazy angle. My beautiful car, which was only 3 weeks old and had less than 500 miles on it, was badly damaged. I was furious and devastated. I immediately called the police, filed an insurance claim, and arranged for a tow truck to take my car to the dealership. The initial repair estimate was $3,400, but it eventually rose to $6,500. My insurance deductible was low, $100, but Ivy was clearly responsible for the damages. For 2 weeks, I tried to contact Ivy. I knocked on her door and waited for her to come home, but she avoided me. She had stopped driving her damaged Accord and was either renting or borrowing a Ford Fusion. When she was home, she wouldn't answer the door, and when she was out, she stayed away until I left. I even left a note asking her to contact me, but I only received harassing calls from blocked numbers and people who blared air horns at me. Then came the chance for revenge. One day, Ivy's children came over to my mom's house to get some cookies. I noticed that 2 of them had bruises around their eyes. Even if Ivy hadn't hit my car, I would have still done something about her. But seeing the bruises made me even more determined. I had my mom take pictures of the children with the bruises, but I decided to wait for the next party before acting. Ivy had another party that night, or maybe it was the night after. My mom called to let me know, and I took the opportunity to put a plan into action. I downloaded an app on my phone that allowed me to create a fake phone number. Using this number, I called 911 and reported the party. I told them, "There's a loud party at 1007 Mountain Drive, and I'm worried because the children are around all these drunk adults. Please, hurry." Mom called me back to let me know that the police had arrived. I drove over to her house, making a stop at the grocery store first to make it seem like a casual visit. When I arrived, I saw Ivy and her boyfriend, Bane, already sitting in the back of a police car. From a news report that night, I learned that Bane had outstanding warrants for his arrest. Initially, Ivy and Bane were charged with disorderly conduct and disturbing the peace. But the story didn't end there. My mom sent the photos of the bruised children anonymously through the mail, using Ivy's address as the return address. Less than a week later, Ivy and Bane were hit with child abuse charges. Bane faced even more serious charges for abusing Ivy's daughter. The children were taken into foster care, and Ivy and Bane ended up in prison. So in the end, my plan worked out well. Ivy's hit and run and neglect led to her being held accountable, and her children were placed in a safer environment.